Hey everyone, I'm Joe,
I'm Taylor.
and it's Beer Week on Let Me Rant.
We can't
Actually,
show the front.
Can't show the label because it's disgusting.
It's not.
So this week we're talking about it's Fight Week. Fight Week, big week for us.
Yay!
Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather.
It is.
I'm so tired of talking about this. It's been done to death, but I'm going to do it to death some more on this show right now. My big point today is whiny crybaby MMA fighters that complain they don't make enough money and they want to get paid like Conor McGregor. So, look, I get it, all right? You fight, you're tough, you want to get paid for it, your body's on the line. I've heard all the arguments. I get it, okay? You done? You done out there? You done? Okay, because... here's the thing. None of that matters, princess. None of it. None of it at all. No one cares. Fans don't care. The boss doesn't care. Nobody cares. All they care is that you make them money by being marketable, entertaining, and exciting. Now, you can have a couple of those things. You don't have to have all those things. You can either be a really good fighter and not marketable. Anderson Silva. Really good fighter, terrible at English, terrible at marketing. You can be Chael Sonnen, great at marketing, terrible fighter. You could be all those things. So what I'm going to tell everyone right now is you're not getting Conor McGregor money because you aren't Conor McGregor. And I'm going to give you some examples and some tips on how to beat a Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather. As you know, Floyd Mayweather started his career as Pretty Boy Floyd. Taylor, right?
Yes. You've covered this in many shows.
Many shows. So when that wasn't working and not getting him paid as much as he wanted to get paid, what did he do? Change his marketing strategy. He would do things like fight Oscar De La Hoya on Cinco de Mayo. Right?
Yes. I know
And-
you're looking for a conversation.
And why would he do that?
Because people will watch, mostly Hispanics, and regardless of he won or lost, he would get paid.
Exactly. So in that sense, sorry, ordering food right now.
Wonderful.
In that sense, he's a marketing genius. And that's the problem, is that none of you are marketing geniuses. But you don't have to be. That's the good news, right?
It'd be good to be, though.
It'd be good to be, but you don't have to be. You can promote fights without having to do things like that. So, for example, Jon Jones recently called out Brock Lesnar.
In the most masculine way.
In the most masculine way possible. Great idea. Great fight. Not so great a call out. Call out was horrible. Sounded like a little kid that was kind of like whining and crackling his voice. And like, it doesn't sound like you're afraid of Brock Lesnar, but it sounds like you're afraid of what
Could happen.
could happen. I don't know.
Brock Lesnar popped his ball.
Yeah. So let me give you some ideas on how you could promote the fight and you can be exciting and you can get paid more money. And these are foolproof ways. They're proven. All without having to, I guess, complain that why you're not getting this stuff. Like, for example, like this guy, let's see. Chael Sonnen basically talked his way into a fight with Anderson Silva.
Okay.
He talked his way into a fight. He was beating Anderson Silva, and at the last minute, got choked out by Anderson Silva. So here's how you make a star. You be exciting by talking a bunch of crap, and then backing that crap up in a fight, or not even in Chael Sonnen's case, backing it up, but almost backing it up. And you can do wonders with that. So, for example, I was already pissed off at Jon Jones before this thing, because I'm a Jon Jones fan. He's annoying the crap out of me lately. His performances are fine, but his character can be developed some more, certainly. He was the guy, he has the Philippians on his chest, a quote. He's a good man. He wants to be a positive role model, all that stuff. We know you're doing coke. Like, we know this. We know you're acting crazy. Like, everyone knows you're doing this. So
Allegedly.
No, it was proven. He got busted by out of competition drug test.
Okay.
No, like we could say
keep
that.
us safe here.
No, we could say this on the show because he did. An out of competition drug test got him, and he tested positive for having cocaine in his system. That really happened.
Okay.
So we could say that. Now we could also say things that he's on coke every night, partying his ass off right now, but that would be an alleged. So. I'm not your enemy, Jon Jones. I'm just saying that it is inconsistent with your character. So what are you? Are you a guy who slams his Bentley around a pole, which we know you did? Are you a guy that hits a pregnant lady and then runs from the crime scene, which we know you did? Taylor did not know. Did you not know this happened?
I guess no.
He hit a lady, broke her arm. She was pregnant. He ran away from the crime scene, went back to get his weed and his driver's license. And then left her at the scene. I like how Taylor's here. It's funny because John was hearing about this. I'm a big MMA fan, and John was hearing about it for the first time too. And he's like, "What? He did all that?" I go, "Yes, he did all those things." And then he was going to fight last year, Daniel Cormier, and then he got popped for a performance-enhancing drug a couple of days before the fight, and he had found out that he took dick pills from a gas station. Okay, Jon Jones, are you a good Christian little boy? Or are you a crazy, coked-out party fiend? I don't care which character that you want to be. I'm just saying that you need to pick one. That's what I'm saying. You can't be both, okay? You can't be both. You can be one or the other. Now, I know you're upset because Donald Trump plays the Christian crowd, and we know damn well he's not a Christian. Damn well he's not a Christian. So, the thing is that what are you? What's your character? Take the character, stick to it, and be part of it. I was really happy in press conferences when Jon Jones was saying, I beat you after a weekend bender of Coke. Great. Let's hear more of that, Jon Jones. I love that, Jon Jones. I like where you're going with that. It's good stuff. But what I don't like to hear is what Taylor told me just now,
Sorry.
And Taylor is our newsroom here at the show, is that you went on Kevin and Bean radio show in Los Angeles and you talked a bunch of crap on Daniel Cormier about how you want to beat him up, how you don't like him. And then, Taylor?
After, I guess, on break, they said the next day that on break, they were talking about if he... after the day after the fight on Monday, they asked if, for people's opinions to turn for Jon Jones. And they said, well, after the show, during break, he said, it's all a sham. I mean, it's all to sell tickets. That's all it is. Essentially, he broke what they call in WWE kayfabe. He broke his character of being anti-DC, whatever, I'm so hate him, whatever, and said just to sell tickets. That's all it is. He broke his character.
So, rule number 1, Jon Jones, pick a character. Okay? Conor McGregor. Pretty damn clear what Conor McGregor is. A crazy Irishman. Pretty damn clear what Mayweather is, right?
Money.
Taylor was about to say something really racist there.
Nope.
I could just tell. You'll just say it. Basically, Mayweather is a rap star without the rap is what he is.
Maybe.
So that's what he is. Okay, so pick a character, stick to it. Next thing is, what the hell are you doing on a radio show with a room full of people that they're not your friends? You don't know these people. They're your buddies, once every 6 months before? Why are you telling these people that this is fake? Like, breaking kayfabe, okay? I don't care if you like WWE or wrestlers or not. If you want people to watch your fight, they're not watching your fights, Jon Jones. You're over 1 million buys every time you had a feud. Rampage, Cormier, Rashad Evans. Like, every time you had a legitimate feud, you're up over 1 million buys. Duh, that's how you get paid. That's how Conor McGregor gets paid. Conor McGregor was fighting Chad Mendes, okay? I like Chad Mendes. Guy's pretty damn dull, okay? Let's be honest, all right? I like him. I bet on him. Chad, I want my money back. But I was hoping he'd win the fight. But here's the thing. Conor made it interesting. He was fighting with a guy, and I understand it's probably really hard to work with Chad Mendes. It's probably really hard to talk crap, and then he throws something at you, and Conor's like, how do I work with this? But he did it. It's good. But Conor can bring other people up around him. That's good. That's one of our points we wrote down here before the show. But make it easy to work with the opponent. If DC's throwing you something, stick with it. If you say you hate them, stick with it. Don't tell everyone it's just for a show because they don't want to buy it if they don't think it's real. They don't want to buy it. If it's just two guys fighting and there's nothing vested in the fight, but one of them might win or lose a championship, it'll generate buys because of the championship, but it won't generate the millions of buys that a feud will generate. Do you not understand this? It is so obvious. Everyone in the UFC that has had a good feud has made millions and millions and millions of dollars. Chuck and Tito, right? Randy and Tito. Fucking Tito and anybody.
Tito and Shamrock?
Tito and Shamrock. Connor and Jose Aldo. Rashad and you. I mean, what the hell? Like, how do you not understand this right now? Like, I don't get it. Be sincere. Whatever your personality is, and you decide. Mayweather said, "Hey, Pretty Boy Floyd, I could do it. It's not really working. What can I do? Let's see. I'm not very interesting. I could spend lots of money. Why don't we call myself Money Mayweather? Ka-ching, right? There you go. So
alliteration.
He could do that. So pick something you can do that's close to your personality and close to what you can sell, and do that. I'm not telling you to not be who you are, but be one of those. If really you have split personality disorder, and one of you is a Christian, one of you is a coke addict, be one of those. Don't be both, because you're mixing who's going to watch the fights, sir. Just telling you what that is. Be interesting. You, sir, are interesting. I do not doubt that at all. Try to be like Connor and everyone else. If you're working with someone who's a slouch, bring up others around you. You know, try to bring up the feud if you can. Have a plan. Have a coherent plan. Have a plan. How about this plan for you? I hate Daniel Cormier. Okay? That's a selling point, right? That's a selling point. Plan. Don't tell anyone you don't. How about there you go. Write that down. I have things written down about this show. Write that down. That's a plan. Stick to that plan. And guess what? You'll probably sell a lot more fights. But if Kevin and Bean, you're telling guys who have access to millions of people in the audience, and you tell them, I'm just kidding, it's all for show, and let's say 500,000 people are going to tune in regardless. 500,000 people are going to tune into a good fight. You might have caused those 500,000 people that were going to tune in to may or may not tune in because you're just pretending. And do you want to know how that affects the fight? It affects it because they might think either you're going to squeak out a points victory, like George St. Pierre always did because he never had a legitimate feud with anybody. He tried to, but it never really worked out. He was not impressed with the performance, is what he said all the time. But it's not, that wasn't very good. But if you want the extra people, the people that push the fights over, the people that push the fights over the edge to make you the money, you get the interest of the everyday man, the guy who's not very interested, the guy who tunes out of all the UFC fights per year, and then he tunes into this one because he says, the last couple Jon Jones fights were horrible because he went to decision. But he hates this guy. He's going to kill this guy. He's going to murder this man. I have to see this fight because he legitimately hates this guy. When you tell that guy that you really don't, you're cutting off half of that potential audience. So don't do that. Whoever your manager is or whatever. Actually, I know who his manager is. The guy, I don't like that guy either. He's like Mauki. He's an idiot. So I'm starting all kinds of fights on the show.
You are
today. But have the Chael Sonnen marketing plan. Chael Sonnen, boring fighter, never really did much in his career. Always was he was always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Always the runner-up. Okay. But at the end of his career, he said, you know what? I'm in my 30s. I have a shot to either make the most money I can out of this career or just to be another one of those guys that makes an okay living and gets my head bashed in and can't retire, has massive medical bills, and wastes an opportunity and the stage of the UFC to make anything of myself. So be like Chael Sonnen, and that guy has a broadcasting career. He made millions of dollars fighting a guy he shouldn't have been in the cage with at first place. He parlayed that first fight into another fight with Anderson Silva, into a fight with you, and to a show with you. And ultimately, he's a middle-of-the-road jobber at best.
Jobber meaning, keep people know WB. What jobber
WB. Jobber is basically a guy set to lose. A guy who goes in there to lose is what a jobber is. So you're building up the star with jobbers. So that's called reality. So take note from a businessman, business perspective, a fan of the UFC, a person who understands how finances, money, and marketing and everything works. Take my advice if you have taken none already, and that is how you and every other person like you who's work in the UFC fighting and everything right now and complaining about how to make money in the UFC, that's how you do it right there. That is how you do it. This is the formula. And not just that I'm saying it, every other person who's actually stuck with this formula before you, they have done it and made millions and millions and millions of dollars. And now the person like Ronda Rousey made a career into it. Everyone made a career into being a performer and an artist, like a performer in off stage, in the ring, and outside of the ring. Okay, that's how you do it. Taylor, you mad too? Taylor looks pretty mad over there.
I thought it was actually pretty funny. I like seeing all these rants, regardless of how many beers you have or inside you at this time. But yeah, I think it's funny how you went from going from how do MMA fighters make so much money as McGregor to anti Jon Jones.
It's hard because like when I do financial talks, I have to put it in like a perspective of like, here's what this person did, and here's what you can do. Like this person has the same job and money as you, so if you did the same things that I told them to do, you can do the same thing and make success with it. Like I do financial coaching on the side, stuff like that. So I have to put it in perspective because if you did not understand what I was talking about before, I laid out exactly an example of how you can do it. So if Taylor was a fighter and complained about not making any money, he could take the Jon Jones, Chael Sonnen examples and understand how to make money with this. So
that was actually I enjoyed this. Thank you, Joe.
There you go.
Very entertaining.
It's good because he doesn't enjoy a lot of these shows, which is important. And to be honest, they're not all A-material, but tune in for this one. This one's a good one. So Jon Jones may beat the shit out of me next time he's in LA. By the way, they were by my house. So the fight was by my house. In case you were wondering, I actually live by the Honda Center, so it's kind of funny that they were over there in my neighborhood. So,
but did you go though?
No.
Why?
God, no. I get the fights for free on TV. I mean, I'm not paying for that crap. He said that it wasn't real. Oh. Why buy a fight that I don't think is for real? Whatever. Anyways. Don't come back to my town unless you're ready to listen to the things that I told you to listen to in this video series. Got it? Thank you, Jon Jones. Shout out to Arthur and Chandler, real men in the family. The men who know what they're doing or whatever.
What team are they with?
Chandler won the Super Bowl versus the Seattle Seahawks with the New England Patriots. So it was the one where Russell Wilson threw the ball to the defense. And then Arthur won the Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, who walloped the Muhammad-led San Francisco 49ers.
You shut your mouth, Joe.
Yes, exactly.
You know my Niners.
Yes, exactly. So,
but were any of them with the Panthers?
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Panthers over there. So better luck this year, huh, guys?
Please.
Yes, please. Come on. All right. There you go.